Hello, SCBC kids. Thank you for joining me today. If you remember, over the past 2 weeks, we learned about Jesus and how he wanted to help people. And last week, we talked about you and what you might want to be when you grow up. And we learned that when Jesus was older, he told people that he was the Messiah. Jesus told others that he loved them. And Jesus knows all about God. Why? Because he is God. He is the expert. You know, when we look at our pictures from last week, if you wanted to know about firefighting, you had a fire, you wanted to know how to put out the fire, we would call Micah, our firefighter, because he is the expert when it comes to putting out fires. Now this morning, I want to play a little game with you. Okay? I'm going to put up 4 pictures on the screen of different jobs. And then I'm going to give you a little situation, a little scenario. And you tell me who would be the expert in that area? Who would know the most about that topic? Let's get started. Okay, over here we have my 4 friends. Now let's say your grandmom said, I mailed you a package, but it's been days and weeks and you haven't gotten that package and you want to know, where is it? Who would you ask for help? Who would be the expert when it comes to the mail? That's right, Finn, our mailman. He would know where your package is. Our next group of friends, let's say you want to make a pizza, but you've never made a pizza before. Who could help you make a pizza? That's right, Chef Jeremiah could help us. Because he's the expert. He makes food all the time. And he would probably tell you, you don't put pepperoni and chocolate chips on a pizza. That's not going to taste very good. He's our expert when it comes to making food. Now let's look at our next group of friends. Let's say you came back from a trip and you realized you forgot to take the trash out. And now your whole house smells like stinky, stinky trash. And you want to get rid of that trash right away. Who would you call? You would call Samuel, our trashman. He's the expert on getting rid of stinky, stinky trash. Over here we have our friends. Let's say you want to learn how to play an instrument. You specifically want to learn how to play the guitar. Who would be the best person to help you play the guitar? Would it be Nurse Lydia or Scientist Mason? That's right, it would be Lincoln. He knows how to play the guitar. He would be able to help you learn how to play. And lastly, with summer coming, you want to learn how to swim. You're a little afraid of the ocean with all the waves. Who would be the best person to teach you how to swim? That's right, we would ask Sophia. She's a lifeguard. She knows all about swimming. You know what? Today in our Bible story, there's a man. His name was Nicodemus. I know that's a hard name. He wanted to know more about God. Now, who do you think he should go to if he wants to know more about God? That's right. He went to Jesus because Jesus knows all about God. Let's watch the story together.
Hello friends, I'm Megan.
And I'm Jessie. Hey Megan, listen to this. For God so loved the world in this way. He gave his one and only Son, so that everyone who believes in him will not perish but have eternal life. John chapter 3, verse 16.
Way to go, Jessie! You just said John 3:16 perfectly.
Thanks. My dad helped me memorize it.
That's awesome. John 3:16 is actually part of today's Bible story.
It is?
Yep. Jesus said those words to a teacher named Nicodemus. Nicodemus wanted to know more about Jesus. Listen to the story. One night, when Jesus was in the city of Jerusalem, a man named Nicodemus came to visit Jesus. Nicodemus was a religious man. He studied God's law, tried very hard to obey it, and taught it to others. Nicodemus wanted to know more about Jesus. "Teacher," Nicodemus said, "we know that you are a teacher who has come from God. No one could do the miracles you do unless God were with him." Nicodemus was right. Jesus was a good teacher. Jesus came to earth from heaven, and God was with him. Jesus decided to teach Nicodemus an important lesson. Jesus said, "A person cannot see God's kingdom unless he is born again." Nicodemus was confused. He thought that a person got to go to heaven if he was good and obeyed all of God's laws. Jesus' words did not make sense. "How can anyone be born again when he is old?" Nicodemus asked. Nicodemus knew that babies are small when they are born. How can a grown man be born again? Jesus told Nicodemus that when a baby is born, the baby gets a life from his parents. But that kind of life does not last forever. Jesus said that people can get a better kind of life from God. This kind of life means people can live with God forever. Nicodemus still did not understand. How is it possible to get life from God? Nicodemus asked. Jesus said, "When I tell you about things we have seen on earth, you do not believe me. Will you believe me when I tell you about things I have seen in heaven?" Then Jesus reminded Nicodemus of the time when God's people disobeyed God and got sick. The people were healed when they looked at the bronze snake on a pole. Jesus said that he would be raised up like the snake so that everyone who believes in Jesus will be healed from their sin and have eternal life. Jesus told Nicodemus about God's great plan. Jesus said, "God loved the world in this way. He gave his one and only Son so that everyone who believes in him will not perish but have eternal life." Jesus was talking about himself. He is God's one and only Son. Nicodemus wanted life with God, but he could not do anything to earn it. Eternal life is a gift. God showed his love by sending his one and only Son to rescue people from sin. Everyone who believes in him receives God's gift of eternal life through Jesus.
In our Bible story today, we saw that Nicodemus was confused when Jesus told him, "You must be born again." And that does sound confusing because nobody can be born again. Just like a chicken can't go back to being an egg, or a beautiful butterfly can't go back to being a caterpillar. Jesus told Nicodemus about God's great plan. Jesus explained that getting life from God is like getting life from your parents. You didn't earn it. It was given to you. God showed his love by sending his one and only Son to rescue people from sin. Everyone who believes in Jesus received God's gift of eternal life. And if you want to know more about Jesus, you can read his word. He gave us the Bible, and that tells us everything about Jesus. You can also talk to your parents, or you can call one of your pastors at your church. They would love to share more with you about Jesus. And remember, what makes people special? People are special because God's created them in his image. I sure did have fun playing the game with you today. Have a great week. I look forward to seeing you next Sunday. Bye for now.